Playing ultra low cap meme coins and Degen coins in the cryptocurrency space is very, very hard. In fact, 99% of people that play in this space end up losing money and end up remaining unprofitable. Today, I'm going to be going through my exact way that I trade in this space. We're going to be going through Base and Solana in today's video and how to ultimately master trading in these ecosystems. I guarantee if you stick around and watch this video to the end, you are going to learn a lot, all right? Whether you're unprofitable right now, whether you're pulling out on coins too early, whether you're really bad at risk management, whether you just buy scam after scam after scam, I'm going to change that today. Trust me, guys. Let's get straight into today's video. We have a lot to cover. My name is Zach. I'm not a cryptocurrency financial advisor. I'm a cryptocurrency investor and researcher. So make sure you always do your own research before investing, all right? If I say a coin, make sure you don't just go and buy $100,000 worth of that coin. Make sure you actually know about what that coin is. Make sure you apply risk management, which you're going to learn about in this video, and make sure you enter, rationally. You don't want to just chuck all your money in one coin. That's not very smart. Apart from that, if you want to join the Discord server, the link is in the description. If you want a huge amount of benefits, you can join the Patreon through the link in the description as well. There's limited spaces at this price before the price goes up, so you can secure this price for life. And apart from that, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so if we're playing the Degen game, we're going to need a few tools. We're going to start off with a wallet, all right? We're going to need a Solana wallet, which I would recommend using Radium, which you can get through the link in the description. And for Base, we're going to need a MetaMask wallet. I would recommend using a MetaMask wallet as it's probably one of the most widely used wallets, one of the most trusted wallets in the cryptocurrency space, and you can simply just add the Base chain to that. We're also going to need a DEX, all right, which is, I would be using Radium for Solana, as this is where most of the meme coins tend to launch, or also I'll be using Uniswap for Base once I've got that MetaMask wallet set up and that Base chain added. Solana is the best place, in my opinion, for starting as a Degen trader, as it's the easiest ecosystem to play and probably the most user-friendly. But with Base coming out now and it's starting to really ramp up, Base is also becoming an excellent option for making money and trading Degens. Because if Solana's down, and Solana's been down for a little bit, it's slowly starting to get back there. It's been a pain in the ass to try and deal with over the last week. If that's down, we jump over to Base. We make Base plays. If Base is down, we jump over to Solana. It's important to be versatile in where we trade so that we're not subject to one field where we can only make money in one area. You're also going to need TA experience, such as knowing support and resistance, trends, ranges, those sorts of things. Order blocks are not really going to be, important in this sort of trading. Also, imbalance and FEGs, I would not recommend it. I mean, imbalance is important, sorry. But I wouldn't recommend going off, different trading concepts, and especially following algorithm concepts, because algos don't exist in the Degen game. That's why TA is very important in this game. We're going to cover this soon. I'd also recommend getting some way to track your plays, all right? Monitor your progress to ultimately determine if you're profitable or unprofitable, to see if this game is actually worth your time, all right? Because you might become you become a very profitable trader, and this might become your way of going forward in the cryptocurrency space and way of actual working in order to, pay yourself and build a big cryptocurrency portfolio. Or if you become unprofitable, it might be time to hang up the gloves and go back to a long-term or safer play. But these are the most important tools. All right, but the most important tool of all is risk management. We're going to be going through risk management soon, but remember, risk management is the key to success in this game. Let's get into it. So now we have all of our equipment, we are set up, and we are ready. Now all we have to do is find a coin. All right, and unfortunately, 9 out of 10 coins are scams in the cryptocurrency space and will most certainly take your money and run, which means you've been scammed, rugged, or dumped on. So the next part of this video is going to be, and I cannot emphasize this enough, the most important thing you'll ever hear in your entire life. Because not only am I going to teach you how to find a needle in a haystack, but I'm going to teach you how to find a needle in a haystack, and then another needle in a haystack, and another needle in a haystack. So you can do it all day, every day, be consistent going forward. Don't get me wrong, you're going to have losing trades. You're not going to win 100% of the time, but I'm going to teach you how to become consistent in finding these profitable plays. So we don't get plays like this where we lose 80 to 90% in a 5-minute window. That's what we don't want in the Degen and cryptocurrency space. But also don't forget, the market is trying to fool you and is trying to take your money. So you need to look for coins that include the following things I'm about to show you. If you do this correctly, you can expect your win rates and your profits to significantly increase. All right, I'm going to be using Solana for this first example. I'm just going to scroll out a little bit. I hope you guys can still see that. So now what we're going to be looking for is our first Degen pick. I'm going to be finding a coin that I think is going to do exceptionally well right here, right now. So we're going to be using Solana, as Solana is probably my favorite Degen place at the current point in time. I'm loving Base as well, but Solana, I just can't go wrong with Solana. First things first, we're looking for a low market cap. All right, so there's a few ways we can do this. One, we can simply just find the market cap price, which we can use FTV over here. I recommend using FTV for the cryptocurrency space. And we go highest to lowest. We can also use our filters, and we can essentially apply a maximum market cap. In this example, I'm going to be using $2 million in market cap. So this is the first thing we need is a low market cap, and I recommend using sub 2 million, but sub 1 million is going to be best for ultimate gains. Next thing, we're going to look for something that's either launched, a few minutes ago, or something that has launched, a few hours ago with that initial hype has rolled off, and we're looking for a second push. Because coins will have an initial push, and then we'll rug, and we'll never see that coin come back. Or they'll have initial push, they'll come back to a place that was higher than their initial launch price, and then they will go on and have a second run, for example, Hammy, and then come back down to a nice buying area and potentially go on and have a third run. So now we're going to find a coin that has the things that we just spoke about. So we've got a $2 million market cap. We have our newest coins on Solana, and we can see right here, 57 seconds ago, we've had our latest launch. So what I'm going to be looking for is something with a logo on here, or something with a funny name. Like Biden Jeets, we go, what's this? Kit Kat. That looks interesting. So let's have a look at Kit Kat. All right. So what we've got right here is a coin that's had its initial push, and right now we're sitting at a $33,000 market cap. The first thing I'm going to be looking at is the website and the Twitter. So the reason we're looking at the website and the Twitter is to ultimately determine whether these websites are going to draw in attention, are going to draw in money, are going to make people laugh. And right off the bat, this is looking pretty good. It appears that it is knocking off a Kit Kat and turning it into a cat meme, and it's looking like it's doing a pretty good job of it. As we can see, it's just a nice basic website that grabs your attention. Let's jump into their Twitter. Let's see what it's looking like there. We have 177 followers, and we have a decent amount of activity. We have 2 posts on the Twitter, but it's only posts about the price. So that then shifts a little bit of worry into my head, because there isn't really a community behind it pushing it. That community has to be built, which it can be built quite easily, say for example Hammy. But if it's not built at the current point in time, we need to ultimately assess if this has potential to build a community. There are a lot of cat memes out there, all right? And, this logo is very funny, but in my head, it's a little bit more on the riskier side, because there's not a lot of showing about what the project is, even in the website, all right? Even in that website, there's just not a lot of information on the project. So for me, this is a miss. But let's say, for example, all right, this had an awesome website. The Twitter was filled, we had 300 followers, and we had about 7 posts that have been posting for the last 8 days up to the launch. What I would do is then I would go onto SolScan, and then I'm going to, after SolScan, scan the contract address. That is essentially the next step. So now what I'm going to be doing, all right, is I'm going to be scanning the contract, ensuring this isn't going to dump on anyone. Now we can do this in a few different ways. The first way I'm going to do this is my favorite way, is I'm going to copy the Kit Kat contract address. This link is in the description for Photon. It's a free Solana contract address scanner and also a trading bot. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to go onto our coin, and then I'm going to be looking at this. So as we can see right here, our mint authority is disabled. All right, this coin is disabled, which essentially means that the owner or creator of the contract address and the actual coin, aka the developer or the dev, cannot create new coins, mint those coins, and put them into circulation in order to rug the project. Our LP is also burned, all right, which essentially means our liquidity pool is burned, so the owner or the creator or the dev of the coin can't rug the token, all right? So ensuring that these two are green ensures the likelihood of a rug pull is going to significantly decrease, if not completely decrease, and be fully mitigated. Our top 10 holders, only 12%, all right? But that is not enough information for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this on SolScan, which you can simply click through here, and that'll just instantly launch it like so. Now, what I'm going to show you is this is a scam, guys, all right? This is how hard it is to pick up a scam, because as you can see, everything was perfect, all right? I'm going to see if you can pick up the scam right now. I'm going to go back to our Kit Kat. I'm going to go back, all right? I'll give you one thing. This is a very important part of it. All right. All right. If you haven't figured it out, I'm going to tell you right now. So what we have right now is a $36,000 market cap, right? And this coin only launched, not even like 20 minutes ago, right? My time, 20 minutes ago, this coin launched. And all of a sudden, at a $36,000 market cap, we have 28 pages of holders. Now, this is a major red flag in my books, because this coin's volume is not very big. All right, sorry. It's around $50,000 in volume. and you're not going to buy you're not going to buy the entire supply of a coin with $50,000. This is obviously a bot contract which has sent coins for no amount of money to do so to other wallets out there. So as we can see, these increase like so to make them look less suspicious. But one by one, these wallets are going to dump as soon as someone buys. It's a slow rug. So this is something you have to watch out for. Right? You have to really watch out for. If this was a good coin and it was a $30,000 market cap, it would say maybe like 6%, 2%, 1%, 8%, 7%, 7%, or it'd be like 6%, 6%, 2%, 4%, whatever. Obviously, that's not in order, but it would be in order. But, when you've got numbers like this, they're scams. So this project is going to go to zero. It's not looking like it right now because it's probably caught the attention of 99% of Degen investors, all right? And they're going to lose their money, and that 1%, that developer is going to make a lot. But yes, this is a rug pull, but the reason I would invest in this is if this token distribution like so was a lot less streamlined like that, because that's just perfect. I mean, it's literally, that is most certainly a botted address, so I would not invest in this coin. But I would invest in this coin if it did have, because it's got all these things, all these three things enabled, all right? The two ways that you can rug pull, but the third way you can do a slow rug is through this process right here. But if this wasn't here and it was completely different, I would actually invest in this coin. All right, a few minutes has gone by. I just want to come back and say, all right, we can see that this price is obviously, or the dev's obviously starting to sell, right? So they're very, very smart in the way that they will essentially launch a rug pull to grab your money, because there are many different ways they can launch it. They can do it by not burning liquidity in the liquidity pool. They can do it by botting different wallets out there, many, many different wallets, in order to automatically sell when someone buys. As you can see right now, chronically sell all at one point, and this is most likely going to rug very, very shortly. They can also do it by creating new coins and minting new coins. So that's why I want that mint authority disabled. But also checking that top 10 holders is very important, ensuring that the developer doesn't own 50, 60, 70% of the coins, let alone 10% of the coins, all right? Especially in a Degen play, that can crash the price very, very quickly, especially with a large price impact. But also, all right, we don't want someone coming in that is going to buy, 20% of the ply in one hit and then dump that later on. And we can tell that if we get an enormously large green candle in one hit, because sometimes developers will have everything perfect and they'll buy on launch. So it's also something just to consider. I'd rather our first holder be under 10%, especially for a decent play. And as this play continues to rug, you can see the effect of this slow rug pulling technique. So now I've had an example of a bad play, time to show an example of a good play, and Hammy is a perfect example of this. So Hammy, we ended up in the Patreon calling this around, I believe it was around here somewhere. I think I ended up selling just under a 50x for my total profits, which was amazing. It's a solid play for 6 days work. Not even 6 days work. I mean, it took me 5 minutes to buy the coin, and it's 5.5 days of watching the chart. Like, it's not hard work. But if you play them right, you can do exceptionally well. What did I see in Hammy? Essentially, when I was looking at this, I was looking at a $600,000 project. It was actually sub $600,000, and this is what I was looking at. It's hard to invest in because it's absolutely flawed. But compared to other projects, as you see right here, it has held above the absolute floor. And if a project is going to rug, it is going to go to zero. So if it doesn't go to zero, if it's holding up a little bit, it is not going to get sold. That's why I like Trial, all right? Trial is also very low in market cap right now. I think it's maybe $100,000 to $200,000 in market cap right now, but it's not going to zero. It's not rugging because it's a legitimate project, and it is not going to go to zero, which is good. And Hammy's going to do the exact same thing. And obviously, we had that massive push. So we had that initial high push. We had a price that come down, consolidated above zero. All right, it was around a $500,000 market cap, and then slowly started pushing to the upside, and that's how you know we're about to have our breakout. This is where TA becomes very important. TA is the art of monitoring what price is doing, and price in Degen coins is basically following the human emotion that traders observe. Now, I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been observing what prices do in the Degen coin space. I'm very, very confident how to call tops in this space right now. I mean, we got to a point at which the price just got so imbalanced right here. We can see that this was just going absolutely parabolic, and then that break of momentum just sent it to the downside. We can analyze this with technical analysis. So what I'm going to do is I'm firstly going to observe our all-time high break. So I'm going to mark out our all-time high. When we break that all-time high, as you can see, we break out, and we hold, all right? We hold this all-time high. Don't forget, we don't see this price yet, so just imagine we don't see this. We've broken out, we've held that all-time high. That's a buy, all right? That's a buy signal. We've then pushed up, and then we've made a new all-time high. And the art of running in balance is basically partnered with the art of following human emotion. So imbalance in crypto and in basic price action trading is when we get a huge push to the upside like so, and essentially the price has never come back down to fill it because price likes to move like so, right? It likes to move like waves. So if we have a price shoot up, we're not just going to see it do something like that. Eventually, that price is going to want to come down and fill this area that has previously left in balance. So this is imbalance price, and this is balance price, all right? So what we want is that wave motion in the cryptocurrency space. So you can see right here, we pushed up, made new all-time high, retested that previous all-time high, and then we pushed up, took out that all-time high. Now I'm looking at this support area right here because that is now support. That is our previous all-time high. Price rejected that like a charm. You could also buy there, and then it continued to push up to the upside once again. What do we have here? We then have another push to the upside. And then what we have here, another push to the upside. So we can see that our previous all-time high, I mean, this isn't really acting like resistance, but we have areas in this choppy volume area right here, and we don't break below it. What we're using technical analysis for in this instance is to ensure that we're holding our strong areas, because if we can do that in a Degen meme coin and we start seeing that price really start to move parabolically, we know we've hooked onto something good. We're just going to monitor this price. We can see we have strong resistance here, a breakout, a retest of that previous all-time high and that previous resistance, which is now support, and pushed out. All right. This is how you know you've got into a good coin when it follows basic TA techniques, because what we're viewing right now is not algorithms. It's not professional, hedge funds trading these coins. It's people like me and you trading these coins. And we can see these areas right here, people are taking profits, and these areas are people buying up these profits because this price isn't dropping. So we can see the price is very balanced in the way it moves. It's very respectful. And eventually it gets to a point where it becomes unrespectful and unreliable and incredibly imbalanced. And what I'm talking about here is the peak. All right? And the peak is the really fun part, because it's the part where you're most likely not going to be sleeping at night because you're looking at a very large number in profit in your wallet. So what I'm saying right now is we need to then observe what the price is doing. And when I say what the price is doing, I'm not meaning like, is it following support and resistance? I'm following what is the investor's mindset right now. Right now it's euphoria. And all of a sudden, when we get to a point where we're so euphoric on the price, you have to take profits, because we're always going to see this imbalance filled, which we do. And then we see more euphoria, and then we take more profits. We need to take profits on the way up, guys. If we don't take profits on the way up, we're not going to be taking profits at all. And we're going to be holding it back to zero. And you can see right here, we have a swing low, and we have another swing low, and we have that shifty market structure, and then we just start pushing to the downside, not to zero, but to another good buying area. This will go again, all right? I'm actually going to start buying up again soon. I think the bottom is very, very near, and I'm going to be putting quite a bit in. So I think in Harry is going to actually go quite well this cycle. But TA is very important. Support and resistance is very important. Ranges like so are very important, so we can monitor the price, and then we can monitor the human emotion, because we're going to see humans, all right, making multiples of plays right here. We're going to see people thinking this is the top. We're going to see a lot of red here, and then you have to think, oh crap, a lot of other traders are going to be seeing a lot of red here, so they're probably going to sell, and then that shoots up, the price shoots up because there's buyers coming in thinking this is the bottom, rejecting off this previous all-time high. And then what we're having right now is people saying, okay, crap, this is probably the top. I'm going to sell, and we have massive red, and we come back into this strong support area, push up to the top side of the range, and then make an ascending triangle, and then break out like so. It's hard to explain. I hope you understand what I mean, but TA is pretty important. Sorry, it's very important in this sort of trading. Then we come into risk management. All right. Let's say, for example, I was wanting to enter Hammy like so. All right. I was going to enter here. I believe my initial buy was around here, and then I bought more up this little push here. But risk management is very important in the Degen game, because our stop loss, all right, a stop loss isn't a 1% stop. It isn't a 10% stop. It's a 100% stop. So if you get stopped out, you're losing all your money. I guarantee it. So what we want to do is we want to assess how big our crypto portfolio is. So let's say, for example, we have $10,000 in our crypto portfolio. With $10,000, I'm never going to allocate more than 1% to 5% in the Degen game. So let's say, for example, I'm going to allocate $500, which is 5% of my entire portfolio value and my cryptocurrency net worth, and I'm going to be using this to trade Degens. So now what we have is a $500 budget in order to spend. We might want to do this on 5 different coins, right? Give us 5 chances. All we need to do is make one win, one 10x, and we're already doubling our initial investment. So what I'm going to be doing is then looking for a play like Hammy that is going to turn my $100 into something bigger. Then we could enter, because I know if I'm going to lose $100, I'm going to lose 1% on my entire crypto portfolio, and I'm going to be able to survive. I'm going to survive losing 1% of my crypto portfolio. So there's nothing to worry about. Compared to, okay, I've got a $10,000 crypto portfolio. I could triple it right here. I could 10x. I could turn into a millionaire run. I'm going to put $10,000 into this coin, and I'm going to pull out when I'm a millionaire. That is the worst mindset to have. Do not do that. Please do not do that. If you do that, don't tell me about it, because I don't want to throw up. All right, that's not very good trading. I would never recommend allocating over 1% of your entire crypto portfolio to one Degen play. 1, it allows you to think in a rational mindset. 2, you can hold for longer periods of time. And 3, you're not going to be losing sleep because you haven't put too much of your portfolio into a play that is very, very risky and very volatile and could go to zero, but could also make you a lot of money overnight. So that's what we're going to be monitoring as well. And then we're just going to be taking profits on the way up. After a 3x to 5x, I always take my initial out. Even though it's going to hinder my performance in the future, all right, I'm still going to take my initial investment out. So let's say, for example, I put $1,000 into Hammy. When we get to a 3x, I'm going to be taking half of my investment out, which means I'll be up around $3,000, and now I'll have $2,000 in the bag to play with, which means we have a 300% move, which is around to the previous all-time high. And then, the previous all-time high then ran to... So around a 12x, so what's 12 times 2? That was about 25k, at the peak. But you'd obviously take profits when price gets very imbalanced. When you're taking profits, all right, you don't want to take profits here. All right, you want to take profits on the move up, and you want to take profits when there's imbalance, because we know imbalance is going to be filled. If we're looking at something like, imagine this red, imagine it cuts off here, and this is our last candle, and we see a huge amount of imbalance. We want to take profits when there is imbalance, because we know price is going to go into that imbalance. All right, same here. There's obviously, we've got wicks either side, but when you're looking at a price that has gone very parabolic and there's no retrace, there's no sell-off, we know it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and building up, and eventually it's going to have a massive sell-off like we just had, until eventually so I'm running out of breath. Everyone sells all of their coins, and then we have to wait for this momentum to then reshift and then get another push on Hammy, which, 1 or 2 months away, we never know. But I'm definitely buying back into Hammy. I hope you guys got some good stuff out of this video. Sorry it's a little bit long, but this is essentially how you can play the Degen game. This is exactly how I play the Degen game, all right? I'm not missing out on anything. I'm telling you exactly how I'm doing it. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and subscribing. You can join that Patreon through the link in the description, and apart from that, I'll see you in the next one.